World Ethic Charter instrument gives a transparency about all cultures. In its internet databases, the individual values of every culture group can be investigated. This concerns the integrating performances of a culture as well as the aggressive rejection. The World Ethic Charter gives objectified knowledge about all cultures and their relations under each other. A fictitious example how this instrument can be used on the internet follows now. If we go to www.worldethicvalues.org on the net, you see a list of the world's countries and cultures. If you click, for example, on Greenland, you will see the many different cultural groups that are found there. A cultural group can now be selected, here the Kalaaleq and Eskimo people. The list of keywords appears in their language and in English. Under these keywords, one can look up the currently existing integrating values and their background. Below in red you can see the keywords under which existing areas of tension can be called up. By now we are already in the databases of the second tool, that of the World Ethic Chronicle. If you were to go to complete analysis of the integrating values of the Kalaaleq, an analysis of the interaction of all integrating values of the Kalaaleq would appear. In other words, a cultural picture of their social obligations. The development of this society will be measured in terms of these integrating values. This is a big and effective difference with the UN Charter. If you like to know how the integrating values of the Kalaaleq fit in the integrating values of the general Greenland population, scroll to the field Choice of States and Cultures until Denmark Autonomous Region Greenland appears. Click on this and the aforementioned shortlist appears, this time referring to Greenland's integrating values. If you click on Complete Analysis of the integrating values of Greenland, all integrating values agreed upon by all Greenland's cultural groups appear. If we want to compare the values of the Greenlanders with those of the Danes of the Danish nation, we enter in the field Culture Comparison, Greenland, Autonomous Region of Denmark and Denmark Nation. The window Culture Comparison opens. Here you will find the respective value charters as well as the points of agreements and differences. Current, recently ended and historical conflicts are documented along with their underlying causes and driving forces. Here we are again in the databases of the World Ethic Chronicle. If you click on the analysis of the agreed values, a window with the corresponding analysis opens. One could compare it roughly with Wikipedia. The difference is that these studies have been done according to established scientific criteria. The authors of the studies are renowned experts or scientific institutes. If we are interested in the authorization of the studies, including the security concept, we click on Authorization of the documentation. The desired details then appear in the following window. The authors of the studies are listed as well as authorization committees. The persons responsible for the entering of the facts in the databank are also registered, as well as a necessary checking authority. The protection of manipulations of the site plays an important role. Unusual skills would be required to hack the databank. Should this occur, security copies will detect the hacking. These run periodically through the publicly accessible databases. The original data will automatically be restored, and the distorted data will be stored next to the original text. The user will thus be able to compare the original and the distorted text. Persons and institutions here documented would thus be put under a doubtful light. This security system applies to all databases of the World Ethic Instruments.